What are the pros and cons for selling your home for cash? Well, that's what we'll be going over in this video. Hey there, I'm Lisa Kwashnick. I'm a realtor based right here in the Sacramento area, and I'm also a certified probate and trust specialist. If you're the executor of a property that's going through probate, I'm sure you have received dozens of letters from investors letting you know that they'd be happy to buy your property for cash. The letter may use appealing hooks like all cash, quick close, as is, make no repairs, pay no commissions or closing costs. Jim and I actively invest in real estate, so I've written similar letters, and in some cases, this may be a great option for you. Let's arm you with the pros and cons so that you can make the best decision for your situation. First, it's important to know that when you have a property that is going through probate, a lot of the court filings become public information. And this is how people may be getting your name, the address of the property, and your address. They may be going to the court directly and accessing the public information, or they may be paying for a service provider to do this for them. There are some really good and honest investors out there who are looking to help people profit from a property that they've inherited while making a profit themselves. But just like anything, there are some bad apples too. As the executor of the estate, you have to work within the best interest of the estate. I hope that by the end of this video, I provide you with information so that you can have discernment. So let's break down each aspect of a cash offer. Why do I keep using air quotes when I say cash? Well, because sometimes it's not really cash. Here's what I mean. A genuine cash buyer is someone who has their personal money in an account where they can quickly transfer it to the title company to purchase the property. This could be someone who has money in savings. It could be someone who sold a house and has the cash from the sale of that house to buy another property. It could be someone who pulled money out of a retirement account or equity from another home. A genuine cash buyer has the funds sitting in their account ready to transfer. Different from a genuine cash buyer is an investor buyer with access to cash, and that's what we'll be looking at today. This may surprise you, but most investor buyers don't pay cash for a house. They use someone else's money. Most investor buyers have a relationship with a short-term lender or a hard money lender. Similar to cash, the funds can be transferred really quickly, and so that's why they call themselves a cash buyer, as long as the property qualifies. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, it depends on what the investor's goals are with the property. For example, if the investor is planning on fixing up the property and selling it right away, their lender would be looking at things like the ARV, or after repair value, compared to what the investor may be purchasing the property for. The lender will want to know the estimated cost to do the repairs and renovations. The lender may be looking at how long it may take the investor to do the renovations to the property, and the lender may want to know what's the average time properties in that neighborhood are sitting on the market. While this type of buyer may not have a lender requiring an appraisal be done on the property, they will be very savvy about the value of the property before and after repairs. An investor buyer may be looking to keep the property as a rental. Whether their plan is to quickly flip the property and sell it or keep it, they're looking for a profitable spread. The reason this type of buyer can move so quickly is because they are not personally qualifying for a loan. They don't need to provide tax statements or paycheck stubs, show employment history, or even have a good credit rating. It is all about whether the house is a good investment or not. In a typical transaction where a buyer is getting a conventional loan to buy the property, it can take between 18 to 45 days from the day an offer is accepted to when it closes escrow or transfers to the new owner. The average is probably 25 to 30 days. An investor buyer can typically close sooner. They'll say 7 to 10 days, though it really depends on how quickly things can be done with title and escrow. 10 to 14 days is probably closer to average. So you can see how this will save you some time, but it will be up to you to determine if the amount of time you save is worth any equity you may be giving up. Another hook you'll hear is that you could sell the property as is and make no repairs. Well, guess what? It's possible to do that even if you list the property and put it on the open market. You just want to let potential buyers know this ahead of time. Also, there are some options where you can have the property repaired or even completely renovated without paying any upfront costs. Reach out to me and I can tell you a little bit more about this option. This takes us to another hook, which is pay no commissions and no closing costs. This is super enticing, right? I mean, who doesn't want to save money, especially when it comes to selling a house? Jim and I recently sold a property that was in poor condition. There were several spots where the roof had leaked and the ceiling was caving in. There was dry rot damage. It was really in bad shape. The seller received a couple of cash offers around $270,000 to $275,000. The seller didn't live in the area and really didn't have the time to fix up the property. We ended up selling the property for $320,000 and the seller didn't do any repairs. That $50,000 price difference more than paid for commissions and closing costs. Do you think the seller was happy about that extra $50,000? Not having to pay commissions and closing costs may sound like a great savings to you, but it's often made up for in the price of the offer. Another thing I want you to be aware of is what we in the industry call wholesaling. You may see advertisements on TV or over social media where someone is saying, we buy houses. You give them a call, they come and look at your home and give you an offer. However, that offer may have an assignment clause. This means that the person who wrote the offer may not actually be the one buying the home. Per the contract, they will have a time period where they are marketing your home to other investors at a higher price. My husband and I have purchased homes through a wholesaler, and I think the average we've paid is about $15,000 to the wholesaler, just to give you an idea. There are several states that don't allow wholesaling, I think because they consider it to be acting as an unlicensed agent, but right now in California, it can be done. Okay, now that you know a little more about what each of those hooks may mean, it's really going to be up to you to weigh if it is a benefit or not. And the place to start is to really get a clear idea of the value of the property in its current market, in its current condition. There are some websites that you could go to that basically use artificial intelligence to get the idea of the value, but they really don't take into consideration the location or the condition of the property and how it compares to other properties. You'll probably get a better idea by reaching out to a real estate professional like me or even hiring an appraiser. After you have an idea of the value of the home, take a look at how much the property costs you each month. If the property has a mortgage, you'll want to calculate that along with the property taxes, insurance, utilities, homeowners association dues, and anything else. Those are your monthly carrying costs. Once you have a good idea of the value and the cost of the home, then it's easier to calculate any value or equity you may be trading for what is offered by the investor buyer. I am not here to say, oh, you should do this or you shouldn't do that. In the end, ensuring you're not giving away a good portion of your equity and that you get the best deal for your home involves understanding these hooks and the potential pitfalls. If you're unsure about the right approach for your situation, I'm here to help. Let's have a chat and determine the best strategy that maximizes your sale value and ensures you keep your equity. In the description below are all the ways that you can contact me. Thank you for joining me today. If you subscribe to our channel, you won't miss what we have coming up. We post a new video each week covering a wide range of topics from property capital gains taxes to getting rid of bad smells in your inherited property. I'll see you in the next video.